Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel Buzz About Cricket. Today's video is slightly different because we are in full lockdown here, complete self-isolation. So it's just me, some limited equipment, and just a few ideas, a few skills and a few drills that you guys can do at home to improve your batting. Now, this isn't going to be rocket science, this isn't going to be mind-blowing stuff, but we can actually still go through some real fundamentals and some essential kind of basics to work on, even in a period where we can't get down to the nets, we can't get out and play. Alright, so let's get going. Okay, so the first drill that we can look to do is just a basic front foot drive. So we can still practice our off drive, straight drive, cover drive, on drive. All we're going to need is a simple setup, and it's just either a stationary ball with a tee. If you don't have a tee, loo roll holder. Real simple, we can literally put the ball down, sticks on the top of the loo roll, we can use that as the tee itself. Alright, so if you haven't got a normal tee, loo roll holder is absolutely fine. The key elements that I want you to think about and working on is firstly keeping your back foot nice and still before you're making impact with the ball. Alright, so we can actually focus on a little bit of balance here as long as we are concentrating that back foot stays still. I've actually got a little disc that I've put down just as a little aid. You don't need to do that. You can put some tape down, you can just draw a little line, a little mark, but that's just there for the little visual for myself. I put my back foot there, and my first movement in my drive is always going to be my head. So my head is going to move into the ball, and that's where I'm knowing that I'm transferring my weight into the shot. So I can get my setup, my head moves first, and then I practice my drive. Okay, I'm hitting towards a brick wall, which is quite nice. Alright, because then the ball just comes back to me. But if you've got a sibling, you can hit it to a sibling. If you haven't got a wall and you just got to go chase it, go chase it. Well done, you've got a big garden. Alright, but again, we set ourselves up, head moves first, and then we drive the ball. Really be conscious of where you're putting that front foot when you're driving. Alright, the key to when you're hitting an off drive, a straight drive, and on drive is that your toe is roughly pointing in that direction. The reason why is because we're unable to get our head over that front knee. For example, if I was hitting a ball through mid-on and my foot was pointing that way, my weight is going to want to go towards where that knee is pointing. So being able to open up that front toe and have my head over the ball, I can then drive down the line of the shot itself. And when that drill becomes a little bit too easy for you, or a little bit monotonous, a bit boring, challenge yourself to something a little bit harder. If you've got a technique back, superb, grab that one. So obviously you've got a smaller surface area to hit the ball with, and give yourself some targets to hit at. I've got a black cone, I've got a red cone, I've got a white cone, just to give me an idea of where I actually want to be hitting the ball. This drill isn't about power, it's all about placement, it's all about control. Alright, so again I set myself up, back foot nice and still. The first movement I'm going to use is my head, and then I'm going to hit towards my target. If you haven't got a technique back, go Don Bradman style. Grab yourself a stump. Okay, so after we've done that, after we've made it a little bit harder again and we're hitting towards targets, or we're using a technique back, we're using a stump, the idea will then to be getting a drop feed or someone to feeding it towards you. In an ideal world, that's where we want to be at. This is not an ideal world at the moment, so we're going to just be concentrating on yourself. This is self-isolation after all. We're going to get a ball, we're going to place it underneath our chin, and we're just going to hold it. The same principles will apply. Back foot nice and still. Take my stance, and I'm going to drop it from my chin, and then I'm going to hit towards my target. I'm still focusing on that front toe, trying to point to where I'm going to hit it. It doesn't have to be exact, but ideally if we can get into a position where we can get that weight over the front knee, we're going to be in a great place. Head moves forward, drop the ball, and then I can hit. The idea of getting my head moving forward again is just transferring that weight. All right, one more time. Head goes forward. I can play the shot. Okay, another thing that we can practice in the garden or just on our own is a sweep shot. All right, so from a stationary ball, what I want you to do is actually get into a sweeping position, and I want you to think about putting something in between your left and your right leg. All right, the idea about this is being in a position where we can actually come forward from the hip and fully extend and hit into this big area. If this front pad comes across that line, you're going to notice, number one, that my head is no longer in line with the ball and my weight is actually wanting to fall across to the offside. The other thing is now this left leg, this front pad, is actually in the way of me getting to the ball. Yes, we can come across and around it, but we're only going to be hitting from just in front of square leg to behind square leg, whereas from here, we can actually hit the full area of the leg side. All right, so just putting something in between your legs is going to allow you a little bit more access to the ball itself. When you're in this position, just focus, watching on the ball. It is contact, not power. All right, as soon as we've done that, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, we're going to get a lot of confidence. All right, and that way, from the same position, we can practice hitting the reverse sweep. Same principle with our lower body, hands nice and high, coming down, contact, not power. Guys, you'd have seen this one all over social media. This is just some shoestring into a tennis ball on a stick. All right, nothing rocket science here. But what we can do is actually take this basic coaching aid and really focus on some key points. When we look at the 2 drills that we've already gone through, we can practice both of them. Head going towards the ball first, bang, we're making contact. All right, let the ball settle, set yourself up again. Ball goes through, head goes, bang, we hit. We can practice our sweep shot with this one here. All right, make it a little bit lower. And what we can do, we can stay here, straight into that position, bang. All right, back into our starting position again, just looking, bang. So now we're playing that moving ball. All right, reverse sweep. Bosh, goes through, we're making sure we're hitting from that solid position that we've gone earlier. If you actually get a little bit more creative with these, you can make this, the string a little bit shorter, wrap it around, make it a little bit higher. All of a sudden, we can practice a short ball. Just set up nice in here, set that position, bang, we're gonna hit there. Same again, bang, we hit there. All right, if we get a little bit closer to it, all right, we can actually practice a cut shot. So we're gonna go underneath from this position, step back into the ball, little punching cut. All right, there's lots of different things you can do with this. And if you're like me, if you're a bit of a cricket badger, you can spend a lot of time practicing with one of these. And actually, if you use your head, you can practice some real key skills. So to make this slightly harder, again, I'm going to go into using a technique back. Same principles apply. Ball's moving around. Head position, just watching that ball. Leg glance, ball comes back. Cut shots. All right, don't get too carried away of just whacking the ball. Try and focus on setting yourself in one position. If you haven't got a technique back, again, you can use a cricket stump. All right, really focus now on what you're doing when you're making contact with the ball. Watching it really carefully. Hands go through, bit of an inside edge. Ball's coming around again. All right, exactly the same principle with the sweeps that we were doing or with the pulls. You can make this as hard as you want by just testing yourself with different objects. So there we have it, guys, just a few ideas, a few skills, a few drills that you can do at home. It can be done in a garage, in a bedroom. Yes, we can't get outside. Yes, we can't play. Yes, we can't get into the nets. However, it doesn't mean we've got to get lazy and not play any cricket at all. If we can just get a chance to be creative, think of a few ideas yourself, check social media. There's lots of content out there just to keep homing those skills ready for when we do get a chance, when the season does start, we can get out there and not be so rusty. If you've liked that video and you've liked a few of those ideas, press that like button and please do leave a comment below. If there's any ideas that you think I should be checking out, let me know about that as well. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button. Always back yourself. Stay home, stay safe. See you next time.